And welcome back, everyone. At the Bills-Bears game a few weeks back, something special happened on the field before any of the action started, with a pretty incredible story behind it.
It really is. A young woman who was a track star until a huge challenge forced her to stop. And it turns out one of the guys in the field dealt with the very same challenge. Heather Pruzak has her emotional story.
This isn't your typical fan-player meeting.
I mean, it was just a super emotional day, like realizing that it's been a year. I had no idea he was coming for the game. My mom told me he couldn't, which I believed because he wasn't playing.
This was the first time Allie Mazer met Bears tight end Zach Miller. But she's not just his fan, they're fans of each other after going through something very few people can understand.
I mean, we take a lot of things for granted just for walking and just having a healthy leg, and I definitely put it in perspective when that was threatened.
As a kid, Allie was always trying new sports until one stuck.
She says, "Oh, I want to do track, try track," and she got into it and just excelled at it.
So this one was from when we broke our section record, and this one was pretty special because at that point in time we were dominating the section, and so just to have like the icing on the cake of breaking that record, getting the names on the wall, it was a pretty special moment for all of us.
She became a Division I athlete and ran for UB, but injuries forced her to stop running. What started as a stress fracture ended in something much worse.
She had a metal rod that was put inside of her tibia, and that was done to alleviate any further compression fractures, stress fractures in her leg. And it's a very routine thing. A lot of athletes do it, and unfortunately, it just didn't work the way it was supposed to work for her, and she developed an infection, and this nightmare happened.
Through many surgeries to remove the infected tissue, Allie lost 5.5 inches of bone in her leg. While it healed, she had to wear this external fixator, a device not only to support her body weight, but to help her grow back the bone to save her leg.
I want to be able to walk down the aisle with my two legs and push my kids around with my two legs. Just looking further in life, I would do it, suffer the consequences now to prosper later.
Wow. How'd that feel, Zach? Like $1 million.
Zach Miller went through a gruesome injury last season that almost cost him his leg as well.
Zach Miller's on the cart, all of his teammates going over to him.
Well, it was in December of 2017 after one of her surgeries, and at that point, you know, she had the fixator on and it was kind of new, and she was pretty depressed, and she was just sitting on the couch and she was looking at her Instagram, and she said, "Mom, look at this. This NFL player actually has a fixator." Just
told him like a brief story of what happened, and right away he was like super supportive.
It was just surreal to me that she actually found somebody who had one on, who was able to understand her emotions.
The stares that I would get, like no one could relate, and I was just kind of alone, so I didn't really have anyone to talk to that knows what it felt like, and then I found him.
And then they met in person, exactly 1 year after Allie had her fixator put on.
But I was like super proud of myself, and to stand on the field and see these athletes, like I felt like an athlete again.
Well, Allie took the next step in her recovery, and it's a big one. Take a look at this. She had her fixator removed right before Thanksgiving. Here's a video her mom sent me right after it came off. What a special moment in the hospital for the entire family. And this whole experience has changed Allie in so many ways, not just physically, but her career path as well. She's going to pursue nursing now, and she even shadowed her surgeon, Evgeny Diskin, at the clinic. As for Zach, he's still on injured reserve with the Bears, and as you saw, his fixator is off too. His actually came off 6 weeks after he had emergency surgery. He told the Players Tribune he'd love to play football again if he's strong enough, but if not, he's happy just to be able to run around in the backyard with his kids. Heather Pruzak, Channel 2 Sport.